Welcome to the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show. Today I'm going to show you how to make cranberry bread, which is kind of like a banana bread, but it's more for the holidays because I had a suggestion from one of my viewers about some holiday baking. And I'd also like to dedicate this recipe to Doug, the second chance fat man. So I'll give you the link below in the details. He has started his website on his plant-based weight loss journey. And it's just fantastic to me, and I really want to encourage him, and I hope you'll all go check him out and maybe subscribe just to encourage him on his journey. So he's lost about 120 pounds so far, which is amazing, and he looks great and he's super positive, so please go check him out and let's support this guy. So let's get into this bread. All right, so I've got some oat flour here. It's about a cup and a half of oat flour. Half a cup of brown rice flour, and I've got flax meal, baking powder, and baking soda, and the recipe will also be in the link below so you can get the exact amounts of everything. So we're just going to stir our dry ingredients together really quickly, and then we'll get on to the wet ingredients. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, what I have here, I've got a whole banana, a whole orange, a cup of dates, and a cup and a half of cranberries. And I just get these from the grocery store in the bag. Luckily, it's the season for this kind of stuff, so you'll see them everywhere. You can get them frozen or just fresh like this. And some almond milk. And you can use any kind of plant milk. It's just gonna help the stuff in the blender move along, and that will be the wet ingredient for the bread. So it can be soy milk or cashew milk, whatever you like. So we're just gonna we're not gonna put the cranberries in yet. We're just gonna get the dates in, the fruit. And the reason why I use this, we have dates, but it could use a little bit more sweetness because the cranberries are super tart. And this just adds a little bit more of an interesting flavor to it too. So all this goes in. And this is really a great recipe to bring to a holiday gathering or a potluck, or even just to have on hand for a simple breakfast, after that massive Thanksgiving dinner. This is great. It's pretty light. Just want to blend it until you don't see a whole lot of chunks left. And then we're going to add the cranberries, and we're just going to pulse it a little bit just so it lightly chops them up. We don't want it to blend into the liquid. We just want smaller chunks. And you could do this on the cutting board and just chop them up, but what I find is trying to cut them up, they go flinging everywhere and you've got cranberries all over your kitchen. So this is easier, just to lightly pulse it a little bit and it gets the same result. It's pretty simple. I might do it, there's still some whole cranberries in there, I might do it just a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, that's perfect. And you can also add, you can add some nuts to this if you want, if you really like nuts, like walnuts or pecans, something like that. That would be really delicious in here. My family just doesn't really care for nuts in their bread, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to stir it up. And I have a bread pan here, and I've just lightly oiled it with a little bit of coconut oil. I don't normally use oil in anything, but it does help if you have a glass dish. This is going to stick to it pretty good, so you need it to come away from the sides. So I just used a teeny bit. Or you could line it with parchment paper, or you could use one of the silicone bread pans and it comes right out. They're great. But I like my glass dish, so I'm going to use that. All right, there it is. You see it before. And I've already preheated my oven to 350. of that goodness out of there. And if you'd like to check out some more holiday baking things, the same as this, you know, good for potlucks or family gatherings, I also have a banana bread that's fantastic. And then you can check out my chocolate pudding pie. That's a great one, and a great one to bring to gatherings. So there you go. We're gonna stick it in the oven at 350 for about an hour, and you'll just have to test it. Everybody's oven is a little bit different, so you have to do the toothpick test. You know, if you stick your toothpick into the center and it comes out still gummy, give it another 5 or 10 minutes. But we're gonna try an hour first. All right, guys, look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. I pulled it out of the oven. It's still pretty warm, you know, and I flopped it out of the pan, but now it's just down to the taste. I'm gonna try with I don't have a serrated knife, but this little guy has a little bit of serrated edge to it, so I'm gonna try to make a nice looking cut here. Oh, look at that. Oh, yum. Can you see that? Beautiful. Look at all the cranberries in there. Okay. I'm gonna cut off a little piece here. Taste. That is delicious. And I did have to put it back in the oven for between 5 and 10 minutes extra because it was still a little gummy in the middle. And you just have to keep testing. You know, sometimes it'll take an hour and a quarter. You know, it could take that much, but it's so worth it. And this would go great with either a nice big steaming cup of coffee or a nice tea. You're gonna love it. Check it out, and I'll see you next time.